welcome back. Today we are going to talk about content analysis in quantitative research method. So if you're still curious, just keep on watching. Content analysis is described as the scientific study of content of communication. It is the study of the content with reference to the meanings, context, and intention contained in messages. In 1952, Bernard Berelson published Content Analysis in Communication Research, which heralded recognition for the technique as a versatile tool for media research. Krippendorff defined content analysis as a research technique for making replicable and valid inferences from data to their context. A careful examination of the definition of the method shows emphasis placed on aspects such as system, objectivity, quantification, context, and validity.
There are three basic principles of scientific method, which are objectivity, systematic, and generalizability. So now, let's dig deeper to the three basic principles. Objectivity means that analysis is pursued on the basis of explicit rules which enable different researchers to obtain the same results from the same documents or messages. The second one is systematic, which means the inclusion or exclusion of content is done according to some consistently applied rules, whereby the possibility of including only materials which support the researcher's ideas is eliminated. And the last one is generalizability, which means the results obtained by the researcher can be applied to other similar situations. Even though scholars from various disciplines use content analysis, it is most widely used in social science and mass communication research. One of its most important applications has been to study social phenomena such as prejudice, discrimination, or changing cultural symbols in the communication content. To understand the changing cultural symbols, in 1969, Tevis Content analyzed popular fiction to test the hypothesis that social alienation had been decreasing in middle-class American society, while self-alienation had been increasing. In 1979, Loy found that most frequent uses of the content analysis are to study the changing trends in the theoretical content and methodological approaches by content analyzing the journal articles of the discipline.
One significant area of its use has been the analysis of newspaper content of the election coverage and editorial treatment to mold the opinion of voters. Content analysis has also been used to ascertain trends in the communication content of dailies, weeklies, cartoons, and coverage of development news, political news, and crime news.
What does content analysis can do? The first one is it goes beyond the impressionistic observations about the phenomena and can help you make a quantitative expression about the phenomenon. For example, express it in numbers, in percentages, which will be more specific and objective. The second one, it is an unobtrusive research technique useful to study sensitive research topics. The third one, it is context-sensitive and therefore can process symbolic meanings of data. Though predominantly seen as a quantitative method, it can effectively capture qualitative content as well. The context sensitivity of method will be useful in articulating the qualitative dimensions such as, for example, the direction of coverage of news items as favorable or unfavorable. It is a safe method in the sense that if the researcher found that a portion of the necessary information was missing or incorrectly coded, it is possible to return to the text and supplement the missing data. This is not always possible in experimental or survey research. The fifth one, it can deal with large volumes of data. Processing may be laborious, but of late computers made the job fairly easy. And last but not least, it is a shoestring methodology, which is typically labor-intensive and requires minimum capital investment. After talking what it can do, now let's move on to what it cannot do. The first one, its inferences are limited. The third one, it may fail to capture the meaning or significance. The second one, the findings can be less valid and reliable. The fourth one, content analysis to remain unresolved. And the last one, the method cannot be used to test causal relationships. So basically, in doing content analysis, there are two things that we have to be aware of. The first one is content analysis begins with a specific statement of the objective of research questions to be studied. And the second one, the objective of content analysis is to convert recorded raw phenomena into data.
Content analysis usually involves the following 6 steps. First, formulation of the research question or objective. Second, the selection of communication, content, and sample. Third, developing content categories. Fourth, finalizing units of analysis. 5. Preparing a coding schedule, pilot testing, and last but not least, analyzing the collected data. As mentioned earlier, by making a clear statement of research question or objective, the researcher can ensure that the analysis focuses on those aspects of content which are relevant for the research. The next step will be locate relevant communication content to answer the research question and to determine the time period to be covered. If the body of content is excessive, then a sample needs to be worked out. A typical description of samples in content analysis specifies a topic area and time period.
To be useful, every content category must be completely and thoroughly defined, indicating what type of material is and is not to be included. At this stage, that is, once the categories are identified and defined in terms of the research objectives, the content analyzed asks two interrelated questions. So, to sum up, content analysis is a useful research technique for analyzing large bodies of text. Content analysis has its limitations. So, thank you for watching.